Please get up early. Please. It's a game changer, for me at least. I get up at 5:30, and then I exercise, and then I sit out on the porch and drink my Celsius, have a Marlboro Red, of course, and I either listen to the birds and watch the trees, or I also listen to some music, and it's just pure serenity. Like, no one else is awake. There's like barely any cars or anything. It's just peace and quiet. I highly urge you to sleep at a designated time and get up at a designated time, and have that designated time be before 6:30 at least. I would recommend between 5 and 5:30. There's just something about being up before the sun rises. I don't know how to explain it. You just feel like you are doing the right thing. You feel like you're on track. You feel like you're conquering the day, I guess. You just feel like you're doing the right thing. And yeah. I feel like I'm missing an integral part of the day if I don't get up that early. And it absolutely beats staying up late. Because staying up late, like, the day is over. You're basically just eating into the time that you should be asleep anyway. I don't know, I think that, getting up with the sun and going to bed with the sun, I don't know, I think it's something that you should try. I feel like for me at least, there's almost like a spiritual aspect to it. It just gives you, it gives you energy, getting up early. Then you have time to think before the day starts. Like, when I look back at when I would wake up, at the last minute right before I needed to get ready and go to work. It's like, when I think back at that, it's like, how are you supposed to, like even think? Like you just get up and you have to go to work, and then the day's already started, and then you're dealing with the day's situations as they come. Like you're dealing with the day, and like you might have time at night to reflect, but I feel like there's a difference between the reflection or introspection that happens in the early morning and the reflection and introspection that happens at night. I feel like it's a bit different. I feel like you need both. Like, having both is good, is necessary in my opinion, in order for you to be at your highest potential. I just believe that if you're not doing that, you're not at your highest potential, and that's okay. I mean, you might not need to be at your highest potential with whatever you're doing. You might be fine with how your life is, but I'm just going to assume that you would prefer if you were, at least a little bit more conscious, a little bit more, I don't know, you just felt a little bit better. Like, you just get to sit here and listen to the birds and the rain, because it's raining right now. It just gives you time. I feel like it in general, it alleviates stress in all areas of your life, because it gives you that sense of like relaxation time, that sense of alone time, that sense of like being able to open your mind up and just not even really, you don't even need to think about anything. It's just like you're just in pure relaxation, pure enjoyment of the moment. If you don't have that, even for like 15 minutes a day, I think that you will feel like you need it, and it will cause you to procrastinate. It will cause you to put things off or resist things that you have to do, because you have this underlying feeling like you need to have like rest time, or you need to have time to unwind or whatever. And if you designate that time every morning and every night, what I do is I'm in bed, eyes closed, lights off at 10. But I stop doing everything by 9, so that I have a whole hour where, if I want to be on my phone, laying in bed or whatever, I can be. But it's just the act of being in bed, having everything done, but not necessarily having to go to sleep yet. That's very like relaxing. It just makes you feel like you have time. It makes you feel like I don't know, it just makes you enjoy time. It feels like a luxury. I don't know how else to explain it, but it makes you feel like blessed, I guess. I think it makes you more grateful and more like conscious of things, if you give yourself that time to just like enjoy having time. I think it's really important to practice enjoying having time, because time is the most valuable thing ever in existence that you will ever have. Time is more valuable than money. It's more valuable than anything whatsoever. It's more valuable than people too, or social connections, because at the end of the day, we all die alone. And we were at our final moment, not to say that we're completely alone. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to go into, you know, beliefs on afterlife or what happens or whatever. I'm just saying, like, in a physical sense, when you die, you're dying alone. That experience of dying is a personal one, and the experience of being born is a personal one too. So it's just that physical aspect. It's a I think at our core we are independent, and therefore the very essence of creation of time, the idea of time, is death, right? Because if we didn't die, then there would be no time, because we would, it wouldn't matter. Time is basically just, as far as we're concerned, time is literally just a some sort of acknowledgement and consciousness of death. Because if we were immortal, we wouldn't have any sort of weakness or anything, and therefore, and in my opinion, nothing would have any value. But that's besides the point. I don't want to get too esoteric, but I guess my point was, time is it is the most important thing that you will ever encounter in your existence, and that's why it's so important to appreciate it. And I think that consciously training yourself to appreciate it is really important. And I think that the best way to do that is to have a sleep schedule and to have a designated time where in the morning and at night so in the morning you have to have time before your day starts. You don't want to sleep through that. If you sleep through that window of time where you can be up and conscious and aware of reality and just be able to sit in reality and appreciate it and soak it in. If you just get up and go to work, get up and start your day, get up and have to deal with this or that, you're going to get worn out, and you're going to put things off, you're going to be depressed, you're going to not really amount to what you want to do. Not saying that you absolutely won't do anything, but it's just going to be harder, in my opinion. I just believe that you need to have, if you want to be happy, meaning you want to feel grounded and on your purpose, and every moment, as many moments of the day as possible, whenever you become conscious of what you're doing, the goal is every moment that you're conscious of, you are in a state of flow, right? You want to be on your purpose. You want to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like yesterday, for example, I worked all day at my job, and it would have been a lot harder to do that if I hadn't gotten up early and had that time in the morning to just sit and have my stimulants, or have the things that I enjoy, and then just listen to the birds, listen to some music, listen to the present moment, just be in the present moment, and just completely absolutely absorb and enjoy that, because then I feel like I've had that for that day, and for that day I've already starting the day, I've already made use of that day. I've already I've already been conscious that day. I've already done something that day, even before the day started. And then even if I have to do, if that day is quote unquote wasted for things that you just have to deal with in life, like if you end up having an overtime day or whatever, at work to make ends meet, we all have to deal with shit like that. It doesn't matter what you do, even if you're not doing a 9 to 5, or you're not doing, like if you're doing your own thing, if you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna have to work overtime sometimes. So when the day starts, you're not really in control. You have to just adjust to how the day goes and what is thrown at you, and you have to be able to just deal with it. And I feel like when you have that period of time that you have chosen, and you have controlled yourself to get up and go to bed, the night before, and to have a sleep schedule so you're able to get up and able to enjoy the moment and able to consciously choose to be present, you're able to handle the fact that the game of the day, the game of life, is not something that you have control over. It's more of you just have to deal with it. And so you feel like you have some more control. If I had just woken up and had to go to work immediately, brush my teeth and go to work, I'd be way more worn out. I would feel like I'm wasting my life. I would feel like I'm just in the gutter. At some point, I'm going to review every Celsius flavor. I've had every flavor except 2. And once I find those 2 flavors, at a 7-Eleven or something, I'm going to make a review, because I really do like Celsius. Celsius is really good, in my opinion. I think it would be fun to make a tier list. Because I consider myself a bit of an expert in this field. At least by now. But yeah, if you take anything from this video, please at least understand how important it is and how beneficial it is to be getting up early and going to bed early, and also to be designating time, an hour before you go to bed, to just kind of do nothing. Don't be having to do things right up until you have to be in bed. I feel like that's stressful. For me, it's stressful. I feel like I didn't have any free time. It's very subtle, but it makes a difference. If you get everything done, if you literally, I would say even because what I do is usually I'm in bed an hour or at least 30 minutes before I go to bed, before I have to be lights out, whatever. Because then it's I don't know, I feel free. It's oh, well, everything is done. I'm already in my spot where I'm supposed to be, and I can just chill. I can do whatever. And if you go to sleep with that feeling, I don't know, it just gives you I feel like that's It's powerful, I guess, and it makes you feel good. So have time before you go to bed, have time before your day starts. And the way to do that is to go to bed early and get up early. Yeah.